Hey guys, this is DC and welcome to the Soap Sanctuary where all soap lovers are welcome, guys. Guys, I got a special early Thanksgiving treat to you guys. You know, I'm always doing reviews, but I'm also today doing a top 7. This is our top 7 soap opera characters of all time. Well, at least it's my top 7 at least. So let's get right into this, guys. Let's not waste no time on this. We're just gonna get right into this video, all right? I'm gonna come in at number 7. Now, this character, they are a star, literally. I think I should give you a hint right there, right? This character grew up on our screens. They've been on the show since they were a kid. And honestly, to me, the reason I put them on this list, and as I'm going down the list with these characters, guys, this is based on character development, not so much on what Soap Opera Digest or other popular soap sites thinks what is the soap opera character of all time. Coming in at number 7 is Starr Manning on One Life to Live. Take a look.
I don't have a choice here.
You're just being mean!
No! Look, I know how much you love your father, but he can't be trusted. He tried to take you and Jack away from me in Hawaii, and if I give him a choice or a chance, he will do it again.
He was here before. Why didn't he kidnap us then?
Listen to Starr. Be her friend. Maybe if you're lucky, she'll introduce you to her daddy, the rapist.
Starr literally grew up on our screen, guys. Well, Kristen Alderson did. One, that was such an inappropriate conversation between Starr and Blair. This is the thing with Blair. Blair was very inappropriate with the way she was with Starr. Like, you gotta have these grown person conversations with your child. Come on now. But I want to get right into this, guys. I think that with Kristen Alderson growing up on the screen as Starr Manning, she got to make the character to her liking as opposed to what the producers or the directors wanted Starr to be. And I think that's one of the advantages of growing up on screen into a role. You make the role almost what you want it to be, in a sense. You know, it becomes like your character as opposed to you're coming into this role. You have to bring this character, bring this persona to it. You literally just bring your own. So I think that was pretty cool. I mean, we seen that with Martha Barnes, who played Lily on As World Turns, Kimberly McCulloch, who was Robin on General Hospital. I believe they put their own personality in that role. And that's how it's been the whole time since they practically grew up on that show. To me, I loved Starr, her character, when they had the teen pregnancy storyline with Starr and Cole. Starr was a very good, wholesome character in One Life to Live. And I wish we could have seen more of her, but unfortunately we can't. So, I mean, hey guys, what are we gonna do? You know what I mean? Let's hop in, guys, on number 6. And this is the queen of daytime. There's only one person who fits that bill. And that's Erica Kane of All My Children.
You talk about doing things like a man? You? You'd rather drink yourself into oblivion and dive out a window rather than take control of your life. And that was when you had a life. What have you got now, JR? No wife? A little boy you're bound to destroy.
Oh, you do like to shoot low, don't you?
Oh, you are deluded. Proclaim your love for Babe all you want. But the fact is that Babe always cared more for Josh than you. And you know it.
Erica Kane had such a presence. I mean, not only was Susan Lucci the queen of daytime, but Erica Kane just had this presence on the show. I mean, I feel like almost every older soap woman character was built off of Erica Kane, but it never really translated the same, I feel like. I feel like she was like a one of a kind. Agnes Nixon had a gold mine in her hands creating this character. I don't feel like anybody else was able to do it the same like that, honestly. Susan Lucci was very well-rounded. I mean, she wasn't just on All My Children. She was on the Oprah show multiple times. She was on That's So Raven. She was on, she's doing this series on Lifetime, which looks like this docu-series thing. Susan Lucci, she's secure in the bag. I mean, why not? She's made a household name as a queen of daytime. You would have to think that she would have to be getting work outside of that, even at this point. I'm actually surprised that no other soap tried to snag her up in a role. But it's possible maybe they did, but they just, they couldn't afford her. If I'm being honest, you know what I mean? Because I'm sure she has her requests. You don't just get through being a daytime Emmy winner, the queen of daytime, and you don't have your own requests as to what you want out of a show. Her character, went through so much. It was when she had the abortion back in the 70s to save her modeling career, when she was rape victim, I think it was Michael Cambias, and then also Kendall's father, and then her also being the talk show host, and then Erica had like some doppelganger. It wasn't like an evil twin, but like a doppelganger that came and impersonated her. So Erica Kane has had like a lot of growth as a character, and I think that's what makes these characters very impactful. Is like you see the growth they go through, because there was a time when soaps first came out, I want to say around the 1930s to 1950s, the characters are very like one-dimensional archetype. They're either good or they're bad. And then over time, soap writers started to see like these characters can have multiple archetypes within them, within that one person. It's not just like a straight good or bad. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of changed the dynamic of soaps, because Erica Kane was a very selfish character. She was always chasing love all the time. But also at the same time, you know that she still had a heart, like a pure heart of gold at the same time. You know what I mean? Based on who her character was. Coming in at number 5 on the list, this show has never been the same since she left. Well, the family on the show has never been the same since she left. They just haven't been able to write for them, I feel like, since her character was gone. But coming at number 5, my top 7 soap opera characters of all time is Drucilla Winters on The Young and the Restless. Take a look.
You don't know me. I'm not going out of town to do a stupid interview.
Well, thank God for small favors.
I'm not going.
Then you have a problem with Victoria, and you better take it up with her.
Oh, no, I got a problem with you, bitch. Well, I got a problem with you.
Do you want to go to jail?
Oh, that's a stupid question. Of course I don't want to go to jail, but I bet you want me to. I bet you're enjoying this and you want me to beg, but I'm not going to beg you.
Give it a rest.
I'm not going to give it a rest. I've done everything by the letter of the law. I've stayed out of your face. I've kept my mouth shut. I've done everything that I'm supposed to do, but that's not good enough for you. You want to draw blood. Well, we can draw blood, okay? Oh, it ain't over. No, it ain't. It's over when I say so.
I laugh every time I see that scene. I got a problem with you, bitch. I got a problem with you. So you don't know me. I'm not going out of town to do some stupid interview. But the Winterses have not been the same since Drucilla fell off that cliff back in 07. It's just, it haven't been able to write for them the same, I feel like. I don't know what it is. She was a matriarch for the Winterses, and it just hasn't been the same since. What do you guys think? You guys can tell me below in the comments. What do you guys think? I mean, the last time Victoria Rao came on The Young and the Restless was when it was a memorial episode for Christophe St. John. And I had high hopes that she could possibly be able to return back to the show, but I think at this point she's over it. She's got her own production company. They're streaming her show, The Rich and the Ruthless, on BET+. She's doing her own thing. She don't really need, what is it, Bell Productions? Am I saying the name right? It's Bell something. She doesn't need them no more at this point. She's moved on, honestly. She's honestly really moved on. I think it was some beef she had with Michelle Stafford at the time, and that's why they took her off the show. But her character literally grew on the show. I mean, she went from being Aunt Mamie's niece, which Aunt Mamie was the maid for the Abbotts, and, you know, living in the pool house in the back of the Abbott mansion, to then being the executive at MVP, which was, I think, with Nikki's company. I mean, Drucilla's character really grew through the show. You really got to see that a lot. Funny thing about Drucilla, the actress who plays her, Victoria Rao, I actually met her in person when I was like 10 or 9 years old. She had a book signing. I was visiting my family in Philly, and I was like 10 or 9 at the time. And she had a book signing in Philly at the library, and I went there, and I remember I was next in line, and she was like, okay, no more autographs, I'm done. And then I guess she saw me. She's like, okay, let him come through. Now thinking back to it, it's probably because I was a kid. She's like, okay, let him come through. You know what I'm saying? I'll sign that last one for him. But she was very pleasant. I mean, she had an autobiography talking about her time in the foster care system, all this stuff. It makes me wonder what would the Winters family would have been like if Victoria Rao came on. And that's why I liked it when they brought on Hillary. But now Hillary died, now it's the Amanda character. It's not working for me at times, to be honest. I missed Hillary because the Winterses needed some spice. You know, they need like a bad seed in the family. It used to be Devon, but now he's changed. He's now this billionaire. But they don't have that. Everyone's like a goody two shoes. That's not soapy. You know, you need a little bit of a balance with that. But anyways, I'm gonna move on to the next one. And this character, oh my God, he is a multifaceted character on the soaps. He's gone through probably the most growth, and that is Todd Manning of One Life to Live.
For an ambulance. Todd, he's having a heart attack.
Todd, you've got to stop this right now.
He's faking. He's just gonna pop up in a second, his own foolish self, just like always.
Todd, he is not faking.
So what?
Let him die. Tough noogies. He's lived long enough.
Still love me now?
Now see, when I'm referring to Todd Manning, I'm referring to Roger Howard's Todd Manning. I just want to be clear which Todd Manning I'm referring to, but I'm not going to take away Trevor St. John's credits when he portrayed the role. But to me, it's like he was Victor, so everything he did now is invalid in my eyes, since that's the way they ended it. They really redeemed Todd's character through the years. You know, from raping Marty and then raping Blair, and practically raping everybody in Landview, but anyways. They really redeemed his character because you can see that Todd was really a bad seed, but he wanted to be better. You saw that in him. Now, granted, Charlie from Days, I feel like if it was a different time, they would have kept his character on, even given what he did to Allie and tried to redeem his character. But when they're different times, so that doesn't work. You got to be killed off. It wouldn't work the same. It wouldn't have worked. Todd had so many issues, and him and Blair, that couple right there, they were toxic with a capital T. Todd and Blair were a super duper toxic couple. I mean, I don't even think they were as toxic as Sonny and Carly was, honestly. Like, Todd and Blair were hella toxic. I mean, you saw the way that clip with Starr Manning when she's like, well, he didn't kidnap us then. Like, how do you have this conversation with your child? Like, how are you doing that? How are you doing that? Tell me about that, Blair. How are you doing that? See, the thing is with Todd is that he accepted who he was and made changes along the way. And I really appreciate that about his character. That's why we see so much growth in him. You know, Roger Howard's Todd and then Trevor St. John's Todd were like two different Todds. I'm not talking about the Tale of Two Different Todds storyline, but literally they were like two different Todds. They portrayed Todd Manning so differently. Roger Howard's Todd was Dark Night of the Soul type of Todd, or Trevor St. John's Todd was like very indifferent, just very heartless and ruthless for what felt like no damn reason almost, you know what I mean? So he was like very indifferent. And what I loved is that with Todd is that Vicky was the one and only person that could really get through to him. He was the only person that could talk sense to him. And of course it was his big sis, Vicky. Which brings us to number 3 of the top 7 characters, soap characters of all time. Vicky Victoria Lord, One Life to Live.
Look at you. The penthouse, the summer homes, the limousines, the expensive jewelry, the fur, everything bought and paid for with my father's money. You got exactly everything you always dreamed you would have. Dream is over. It's time to wake up now because you are going to prison.
Vicky was the matriarch of Landview. I mean, she had such a multi-dimensional character. Most matriarchs, they're always set in this one frigid role, and when they get older, there's no more storylines they got for them. But I don't know what it is with Erica Slezak, who plays Vicky. They've always managed to make good. See, that's the thing with One Life to Live. They made a very good use of their vets. I honestly feel that way. And with her, they gave her great storylines with DID, her playing Princess, Jean, Nikki Smith. My God, like she had all, like that was another dimensional range. And allowed her character to not be contaminated at the same time and never be a villain either. I mean, they also had her long-standing feud with Dorian, which you guys saw in the clip. You know, Dorian marrying Victor, her father, back in the day. That history rewrite, I totally appreciated it because it stemmed so many more storylines as time went on in the show. Like literally, like if you think about it, all of Landview was based around Vicky. Like somehow you could connect everything back to Vicky and the Lord family on One Life to Live. And that, I think that was great story. That was great like storytelling on their behalf, honestly. To me, like Vicky was the type of person on the show where, like, I don't know, like I was never bored watching her. Some matriarchs, they're just like, oh, how cute, oh. But Vicky had spice to her. She had depth, you know what I mean? But she also had a heart of gold. They had a way of writing her character in such a way, like she's been through a lot. She's had experiences. She'll tell you how she feels, but she's also still that mother figure to almost everybody in town. I don't know how they did it. But that was some good writing right there. One Life to Live, that was some good writing, guys. That was some good writing right there. So, all right, coming up here on number 2, Dose, is this character, once again, this is another character. I'm sorry, I can't even say the family on the show hasn't been the same. The whole show hasn't been the same since she left. She literally put the bold and beautiful in the whole title. She was the bold and beautiful, was and is the bold and the beautiful. and that is Stephanie Forrester. Take a look.
Falling out of an elevator with half your clothes off. Falling out of an elevator with their father's son. Their half-brother. Do you think that they think it's okay for you to sell sex at work every day? Do you think so? Well, I don't. I don't. And I'm not going to let you continue. I'm going to stop you. I'm not going to let you destroy Eric's children. I'm not going to let you destroy his children. You understand? I'm not going to let you do it. No.
Every time Stephanie came into a scene, you felt Stephanie's presence. Like, you can't tell me you don't feel her presence. The way she would talk with such intensity. I feel like that's one of the things that brought the show to where it is now. I mean, Stephanie's scenes, she killed it all the time. I mean, she gave Brooke the 3rd, 4th, and 5th degree. She never played around with Brooke. She's the one person on the show, she would come for Brooke. And I would always be here for it every episode. Stephanie told it like it is. Like, she said what everybody was thinking on the show. Like, at least I felt that way. She was definitely an old bitter woman because of what Eric did to her, but her character was so good. I'm like, damn. The only other character right now on Canvas I could say that even remotely relates to Susan Flannery's acting, I don't go there, it's not make it personal, but like just that intensity that she brought to the show is Don Diamont, I would say. Diamont, am I saying his name correctly? The one that plays Bill Spencer. To me, he's like the next incarnation of Stephanie. He's very overprotective of his sons, who they're marrying, overmeddling in their lives. But the thing is, between him and Stephanie, he has more power. That's the only difference. So Bill puts the bold in the bold, the beautiful. But Stephanie was bold and beautiful. Well, Don Diamant's a good looking guy too, but you know what I'm saying here. But she really put that in there. The show just hasn't been the same without her, guys. It hasn't. To me, I'm sorry, it has not been the same, but I get it. Susan Flannery wants to do something different. You don't want to always be just like your whole entire life doing soaps. Even though to us it may seem like an exciting job, oh my God, you're on TV. Everybody gets tired doing the same job after like 20 some 30 years. I think anybody would get tired and you want something else. You want to relax, you want to chill. I don't expect her to come back to the show at this point. Susan Flannery is, I think, getting up an older age. I don't see why she would want to do that. And I commend her for just actually wanting to take this time off, honestly. Which brings me to number 1. I don't know if you guys are even gonna agree with my number 1, honestly. And I was thinking maybe she shouldn't be number 1, she should be number 2, but she is my favorite soap character of all time, so that's why I put her at number 1. This person, she is a legacy on her show. She's a legacy. She's been on that show since she was 6 years old. She is the only other female character to have a special place in the hearts of Sonny and Jason besides Carly. Okay, that should give you guys a little bit of a hint, right? Give you guys a little bit of a hint. She is loved by everybody in Port Charles. Honestly, she's loved by everybody in that town. Well, besides Carly. But Carly never had woman friends. You know, she never had female friends. You gotta notice that. So obviously that person is the one and only Robin Scorpio-Drake. Take a look.
I see you. Robin, I see you.
You're really here. You're alive? Maxie, I'm alive.
Robin, to me, is that one character they kept so pristine. And similar to Kristen Alderson, who played Starr Manning on One Life to Live, I feel like she got to make Robin who she was. So I feel like when I look at Robin, I think Robin is literally who she probably is in real life because she's been playing that role since she was 6 years old. That's gotta be who she really is in real life, or at least I'm thinking it is. The thing about it is too, is like, she was one of the part of the most monumental storylines of GH was the 8 storylines with Stone. You know, oh, Robin, I see you. Oh, God, Robin, I see you. Tell me y'all didn't tear up during that, man. I wasn't even watching GH at that time. I think I was still an embryo. But I came to watching it over time, like, man, this storyline was so good. They could never bring Stone back from the dead because then you would undo the legacy of such a great and powerful storyline. But man, Robin is she's such a pure, crisp character in GH. They can't contaminate her. You know, I remember that time when she died, when they thought she died from the lab explosion, Edward Quartermain was even in tears. Like, Robin is so beloved in all Port Charles. I mean, she recently came back for Sean Donnelly's funeral on the show. I feel like Kimberly McCullough can walk in and do that. Now she wants to go into directing, that's why we don't see Robin no more. But like, she is a staple in GH. I say she's a top character because there's something about her character that's just so pure and true. And to me, she does capture the scene. You can feel her presence when she walks in. You know what I mean? And I honestly feel that's gotta be what Kimberly McCullough is in real life. I just feel that on some level. It's gotta be. It's gotta be who she is in real life. Because that character, I think they've had to have tailored that to her personality since she's been playing that since she was a kid. Does that make sense? Because when you're an adult, you have to go into the role, they tell you what they're looking for or who this person is. But when you're a child, it's a little more flexible. Because I feel like when the child actors on the soaps, they're still trying to figure out like, who is this child gonna be as they grow and get older on the show? And that's why there can't be another Robin. There can't be a recast. I wouldn't even accept it. I think I saw one time I would not accept the recast of Robin. Robin is, that's my pride and joy. That is my favorite soap character of all time is Robin. I feel like she's gone through so much and they've given her layers as a character, but they've also made her, she's just a very realistic person in my eyes. I feel like this is someone some of you probably even know in real life. You know what I mean? But anyways, guys, those are my top 7 soap opera characters of all time. I'm gonna give an honorable mention to Marlena Evans and Stefano DiMera. I didn't put them on the list, I know, guys, but these where I feel the guys just stood out to me the most. If it was a top 10 list, they would have been added in. But guys, tell me, like, what do you guys think of my list? Should somebody else on the list should have been number 1 instead? What do you guys think? And who do you guys think I left out on this list as a top 7 soap opera characters of all time? Who do you guys think I left out? I did put in Erica Kane because I know I would have caught a little flack for that one. I had to put her in, guys. But anyways, guys, that is my top 7 soap opera characters of all time. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And guys, remember, this has been Soap Sanctuary. I'm out. This has been Soap Sanctuary.